Glory to the swarm, brothers and sisters. I'm your cult leader, Cheese, and today we'll be watching as I take on Bluehair. Can we take down this MAG1 competitor with the gospel, or will they resist the call of the swarm? Let's find out. Before we get into the game, I'd just like to thank you for liking and subscribing. Proselytizing for the Rhino Wasp cult is an activity the whole family can get behind. So get them out there and help spread the gospel. So here we are taking on Bluehair. We've got quite a few options here, but the best one I see is Aerial Specialist. We'll take that. We'll get Tarantulas and Marksman to start. Our opponent has some good packs as well. Looks like he's probably going to take Fire Badger. Okay. So we're just kind of getting the lay of the land. We have a Fire Badger Specialist, MAG1 competitor. During this game was 2220 MMR. We're going for a central kind of mid-range look. Get a couple of crawlers, stick them behind the towers, and we will see how this works out. Looks like our opponent has bought Marksman and stuck them in the middle as well. It's a very similar board state. Unfortunately, the Marksmen get an early lock on the Tarantulas, and they die a horrible death very quickly. But all in all, not too bad. If we get some chaff up there, should be pretty good. And he cleans us up. Not too bad. Take about 400 damage. Okay. So here, heavy armor's pretty good. Mass-produced sledge gives us the chaff I was just talking about. Again, we never take mass-produced rhinos in the gospel. Just it's too anti-tempo. So we take the mass-produced sledges, and we immediately build 2 of them and set them up as chaff for our tarantulas. The thought here is that they will draw that first shot from the marksman, allowing the crawlers to get in front, and we'll see our tarantulas clean up the chaff. That will allow our marksmen to clean up the sledgehammers, and we get a 3rd pack of crawlers. Stick it in the back. Some late arriving chaff. Opponent buys some more fangs and is setting them to the flanks. So we know that's going to cause us a little bit of problems if we try to throw wasps in there undefended. So as we're watching this, we see that we are now able to protect our tarantulas. And so the thought now begins, how can we get into the flank? Well, as aerial specialist, unlocking both the Wraith and the Wasps is free. So we're thinking, okay, maybe it's not necessarily Rhinos this game. Maybe it's going to be Wraith. Alright, we have an intensive, a heavy armor, incendiary bomb, mass-produced fortress. We wind up skipping. I think an argument could have been made for the training module, the intensive training. But I'm okay with the skip here as well. It gives us 700. We unlock the Wraith. And then we take range on the spiders. So we're taking a look at the board, and we are just seeing that we have a pretty good advantage right here. If we get these extra spiders, we can continue to show this frontal assault, while now that we've unlocked the Wraith, next turn we can throw down a Wraith and 2 Wasps. That will give us something to tank those fangs, as well as allowing us to get established. So it should be a really nice turn 4. And as you can see, as he's transitioning to tarantulas here himself, our range is allowing us to clear all of the chaff and then letting our marksmen get the lock-ons. So we clean up the left side. On the right side, tarantula is almost dead. Is it going to make it? Just survives with a sliver of health. Nice big hit. Puts our opponent down to 2,500. So they snap pick the saber-tooths. Great pick into what I'm showing right now. We're taking a look at it, considering the steel balls, considering the hounds, and then also considering the stormcallers. We know they're probably going to take the saber-tooths. And I feel like stormcallers just really do a good job of countering everything that they've got on their board right now, especially with the saber-tooths being added. So we will take those. We'll set them up behind our spiders. And we unlock the wasp. We're sitting here thinking, trying to figure out how we want to do this. The big thing is, like I said, these fangs back here are protecting the flank. So we want to get our wasps in there, but we also want to make sure that they are not anti-tempo. So we get our third deploy, pick up the Wraith, set it right in front of them. Throw a missile in the back line just in case. And here we go. So these fangs get stuck on the Wraith. Our Stormcallers are going to feast on this pretty slow board, allowing us to clean up all of the chaff. And then here come the Wasps. And here comes the Wraith. Take the tower at a very good time. Now we do notice that we lost this spider over here very quickly. So when we're looking for something to sell next round, we know that those outside spiders, we either have to protect them or we need to use them for money. So here we go. Finish it off. Great round for us. We've effectively countered their drop and presented a new problem. Okay. Quick teleports offered, missile strike, supply. If we thought this game was going longer, supply might be the choice. Missile strike is also pretty good because it would allow us to take out some of this chaff. But we're going to take a couple crawlers, stick them in front of our wasps. We'll take range on the wasps. And we will sell out of this tarantula who did the least amount of damage. Not by much, but pretty significant. As you can see, these stormcallers, 18,000, 20,000, or 12,000, 24,000. Just a ton of damage. So now opponent's going to take AA on their spiders. I stick one in front of the Wraith. We have 150 credits left. Okay, we're going to sell the spider. There we go. We have 250 left. And degen. Now this degen is going to wreak havoc on that spider. Again, our missile screen of crawlers right there allows us to block the missile from hitting the Wraith. And then we just clean up. The flank was not given the respect it deserves, and we're just able to overrun the defenses. As you can see, we do start to lose here on the left side, but by this time it's far too late. This point is just a matter of cleanup, and if we have enough damage. Wasps come in, Stormcallers are still firing, it does look like enough. And it is. So I think the biggest advantage here for us was being able to present this kind of mid-range board. Pretty standard. The only thing missing from it is maybe a Phoenix to show the normal Spider Phoenix. I don't know that the sledgehammers were necessary. I just really like mass-produced sledgehammers at chaff. Probably could have just put a couple of packs of fangs there. But you know, I'm a big fan of the mass-produced sledgehammers. Like I said, they appeal to me. I think the biggest takeaway from this match is that the gospel comes in many shapes and sizes. The herald is not always a rhino, but sometimes a wraith. Positioning can be important, and making sure to get our crawler screens out in front is always going to be important with range. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. For all of you cultists out there, give me a glory to the swarm in the comments. If you're still on the fence, let me know why in the comments. I'm your cult leader, Cheese. We'll see you in the next one.